So high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Welcome to the Armoury. Welcome to Full-Time Sports Network. Welcome to Arsenal News Special once again with the Arsenal Fulham match reaction as well, which obviously finished 2-2 earlier. Yeah. To be fair, I wish I had a longer break from the game till now because I'm still not calm, if I'm honest. Evening to Tony, evening Bobby, and all on a disappointing day. It's horrendous. Yeah, I've just watched the game myself, and yeah, just horrendous. We're going to get into the game. I was going to say let's start with some positive news with Arsenal news, but to be fair, there isn't much, if I'm honest. So let's get into the news. So it is 7 days to get it right. Now, I put it like this because we have got 7 days to do everything that Arteta, Edu, everyone that's got this plan to get it right. We've got to get it right in the next 7 days. We cannot have a missing jigsaw puzzle piece for the season. And I'm not saying that our squad's weak. I'm not, but you need certain depth in certain areas, and at the moment we are lacking in a little bit in some depth. Obviously, that's Per Schurz there. That is a player that we are heavily linked with to come in as a defensive signing. Everyone knows him as a centre-back. However, he plays very comfortably at right-back as well. So there is your right-back / centre-back that people have been calling for. There are others that are being linked with Victor Nelson because Victor Nelson has a release clause, which is easily doable. I think it's 21 million. So that's doable. That's easy. We don't have to negotiate with the team. We can literally just release the clause and there we go, job done. But look, there's a lot that could happen. Tavares is being linked with a move to Aston Villa. We've got to wait to see if Aston Villa put the bid in and how much that bid is. Balogun is obviously very close to signing a deal with Monaco. It's all pretty much done. Should be announced within the next 24 hours, I would have assumed. Tierney is off to Sociedad. So once again, that kind of is a done deal. However, that one disappoints me a little bit due to the fact we're not actually getting any money. It's a loan. There might be a loan fee, but it's going to be minimal. If that, it's not really going to add to our money that we actually need to spend. As for other players, Lukonga won't be going to Brighton now. They have got their number one target. It was announced just before the game kicked off for Brighton West Ham. So yeah, Lukonga won't be going to Brighton. So we need to see where Lukonga's going. The Gabriel situation, I still don't rule out there's going to be a bid. I still don't rule it out. It would not surprise me. I would not surprise me that it's enough to tempt Arsenal to sell. So watch out for that. Obviously, he wasn't in the lineup again today, which people say it's rotation. People say it's tactical. I think it's because Arsenal are preparing themselves for a bid for Gabriel, which they might accept and will move to a target that they are interested in. Look, we'll wait and see on that. But there's 7 days. 7 days. So this time next week, it will be done because it ends on Friday night. I'll be glad. I'll be honest, I'm fed up of talking about transfers. What else could happen? Obviously, Patino's gone. Holding, no interest whatsoever. Pepe situation. There's 2 Saudi teams that are trying to get a deal over the line. But we need Pepe to help a little bit himself. And Pepe is not the most helpful of human beings. So we've got to wait and see what happens with Pepe. Holding, as I said, no interest whatsoever. But I do kind of expect a bid of some sort coming in last week. But is it going to be enough to tempt us? Probably. And then he will go because obviously he's not even part of the squad. He's not part of the matchday squad. He's just not part of Arsenal's plans. And, I think it's a case of we might have to accept whatever we get. Just to get him off the books. But yeah, they're the main ones. Do I expect any other bids? Possibly, depending on what happens at Crystal Palace. They could be tempted to put a bid in for Eddie. They are high admirers. Look, there's only certain players that are untouchable at Arsenal. And if there's a good offer that comes in for one of our players and there's a player that we can actually go out and sign, I am not going to be worried about it. As long as we're not left short, whoever we sell, as long as we buy someone in, I'm chill with it, to be fair. Yeah, so that's what's happening at the moment of 7 days. So we'll wait and see what happens in those 7 days. Big up to Tony. Big up to Clock Orange. Hope you are doing great, mate. I wish I wasn't doing this on a day that Arsenal have annoyed me. I'll be honest. Let's have a look. Tony saying here, no doubt Bobby Gabriel has gone. Arteta can say what he wants. Like I said, look, everyone was expecting Gabriel in the lineup today. They were shocked. And then they were starting to say, oh, maybe it's tactical, maybe it's rotational. It makes no sense to rotate Gabriel, who's not even started a game. Tactical-wise, Gabriel can play left-back. So again, it makes 0 sense not to play Gabriel because he played left back at Lille. So yeah, something's happening. It's clear that something's happening. We've got to wait and see. Look, is his team having negotiations with another team? Possible. It's possible, and Arsenal may be fully aware of this. Gabriel might want to leave. He might have told Arteta this. We don't know what exactly happens behind closed doors. And like you said, Tony, Arteta can say whatever he wants in the press conference. He's not going to say, yeah, I'm going to sell Gabriel because there goes 10-20% of the market value because you're then selling a player. If you don't want to sell a player, then you're going to have to pay what Arsenal want, not what the team want to offer you. Awful by Arsenal. How did we draw against Fulham at home? We'll get into that, but it's we've got to improve in certain areas drastically, as in playing wise, not like signing wise, just playing wise. We're not good in certain areas. Luke here saying Diet Pep reckons we were 10 times better today than we were last season at home to Fulham. That is Wenger levels of delusion. Look, I want Arteta to be Arteta. I don't want him to be like anybody else, like Moss was saying earlier about being part of Wenger, part Pep. Just be Arteta. Just be you. Have your own ideas. Don't copy someone's style. Don't copy someone's management style. Be you. There's nothing wrong with being you. I Arteta cannot come up with any reason tactical or sensible for what he's doing. Gabriel, it makes no sense. 0 sense not to have picked him today. No tactical. There's definitely no rotational need. Like, seriously, he's not played 2 games yet. But yeah, it's crazy. 7 days for most teams to get it right. It is, yeah. Obviously, this is Arsenal channel, so obviously it's Arsenal got to get 7 days right. However, yes, I would say that this is the 7 days for every club to get it right. Obviously, talking about your club, Chris, Liverpool, you've got what 6-7 days to sign what you need to sign. I know you were talking about left centre back and stuff like that, and you know there's over 250 negotiations happening just in the Premier League at the moment, and I guarantee on Twitter you've probably heard about 10 to 15 about them. There's way more happening behind the scenes, but they just don't. It doesn't get fed out because one, it can scare off one party, it can ruin the whole plan, and yeah, let's see what happens. I hope it's someone comes in for Havertz. Havertz is definitely with Arsenal. Don't see that being happening, but you never know. Funny things have happened in football. What's happened with Gabriel? I personally think he's going to be sold. If I'm honest, that's my opinion. There's no way that it is rotational. There is not for me tactical, because Kivior, yes, can play left back, can play left centre back, but Gabriel is better as a left back and left centre back, so it makes 0 sense. So yeah, just makes no sense. So to be honest, I think Arteta's tactics are helping the Havertz haters. Yeah. For Havertz, you need to play to his strengths. Now, Havertz played for me mainly down the sides. So, look, I don't know what the game plan will be long term for Havertz, but Arteta's got to be very careful not to turn the fan base on him. Because at the moment, the fan base are turning on Havertz. He needs to be very careful it doesn't turn on him, because the fan base can quickly turn. The silver one, that's my boy. Off to Saudi then. I believe there's a bid coming in from Real Madrid as well. But yeah, there will be a bid from Saudi. But the other bid possibly could come from Real Madrid. The thing with a lot of bids is before the official bid comes in, there's a lot of chat. To see like what kind of thing are they looking for? Is the player interested? And all this kind of stuff that happens beforehand. Before an official bid comes in. An official bid never comes in unless there is an interesting selling and an interest from the player wanting to leave. No bids come in until that happens, because it's just pointless. Waste of time. But we need to pass him properly. Look, I'll agree with that. You do. I think a lot of people just want to blame Kai, but from what I've seen today, other players have bad games. Ramsdale, totally wrong on that first goal. Technically, I might put the second one a little bit on him as well. I did like his positioning. But look, everyone sees a game differently. But to escape one player is wrong, because it's a team game. It's not an individual game. It's a team game. So yeah, just to scapegoat one player is wrong for me. But as I say to everyone, you do what you want, but I can't just blame Kai. Goals were mistakes from Saka, Ramsdale, and Zinni. They blame him. Exactly. Kai gets the blame for defensive errors that led to the goals. Eddie and Vieira were bright sparks when they came on. They were. I loved the fact that Eddie came on with a bounce today, which is what I was worried. If Eddie was not to come on with a bounce, I'd have been a little bit disappointed in Arteta's decision to drop him, because, I agreed with G last night that Eddie should start because he's played 2 games, he's done well. There's no need to drop him. So I was slightly concerned that he wouldn't be bouncy, but he came on with swagger. So good on Eddie. Great performance. Vieira, yeah, he's starting to get it now. He's starting to get it. And maybe, I know this is a different because obviously Kai will cost 65 million. He's been in the Premier League and all this stuff. But it's taken Vieira quite a while to kick in. And I think people are now starting to see a bit of Vieira now and what I've seen for a few years. But yeah, we'll wait and see. Kai's influence was menial at best, hence he is getting the stick. I get it, but it is a team game. And none of the goals were caused by him. So, yes, he had chances. He should have put these chances away. But he's not the one that lets the goals in. He's not the one that makes the mistakes. So, yeah. Eddie did well, and Vieira was brilliant, and supporters got their wish with Trossard, and he was poop. Yeah, exactly. It's weird, isn't it? A lot of people wanted Trossard in the team, wanted to play at number 9 as well. But yeah, he wasn't great, was he? Let's be honest. Just didn't work, and I don't think it will work. So it's something that Arsenal need to look at some point, and they will be. They will be looking at a forward next summer. Obviously, there's a lot of talks about Ivan Toney, which is why I put him in the talk about bits today. Because look, there's a lot of talk. There's nothing going to happen this summer. I guarantee you that. January, who knows? In January, though, he will be down to 18 months left on his contract, which is a bonus. So there's no way in a million years anyone will pay 80 million for him. I don't know where they've got 80 million from. 50, 60, maybe that might be the figure. But 80, you're having a laugh. Not on your Nelly. Tony's saying here, I've said it for a while, Trossard isn't the central player. He's more effective cutting inside. He is. And I reckon you could probably put him at number 10 as well, behind the striker. But as a focal point, number 9, nah, not for me. Doesn't work. Doesn't work at all. Right, let's try and get through this news so we can actually get onto the game match reaction as well. So Brooke Norton Coffey has joined Millwall on loan for the rest of the season. So good luck to Brooke. I'm very happy about this, obviously, because he's one of my favourite players in the academy. I hope he does really well, and I do hope he has an Arsenal future. But if not, he has a great season, and we do whatever we need to do next summer with him. But yeah, good luck to Brooke. And John Jules joins Derby on a 6-month loan. He'll be back in January. He'll be playing for Derby in League One. So yeah, good luck to you. I don't think he's got a career, if I'm honest. I think his career is kind of gone at Arsenal. But yeah, good luck at Derby anyway, nonetheless. Let's move on to Mehmet talking about our under-21s. I don't want to talk about the under-18s, if I'm honest, but we actually got annihilated today in the North London Derby in the under-18s. Yeah, let's talk about that the better. But this one is a bit more positive. So our under-21s obviously played their first game in the EFL Trophy up against Swindon. They did very, very well. They should be very proud of themselves. This. I know a lot of people think, yeah, but surely our under-21 should be beating this type of team. No, not really. They're still learning their trade, these guys. And some of them were just absolutely incredible. Kozia Dubry, I'm sorry. If I don't see him in the first team this year, we're going to lose him because he is incredible. Absolutely incredible. And he managed to do it against Swindon. Yeah, you can all say it's League 2, but trust me, League 2 defenders are not easy to beat, and he did an amazing job against Swindon. So big up to Kozia. Let's move on to another ACL heartbreak, this time with Henry Timmy Davies. He's got another ACL. He's just come back from an injury. He has now got an ACL injury. I've honestly, I hope this is not a constant thing because I feel like I've done this on every stream recently. ACLs, Timber, we had Goldie, and now we've got Timmy Davies. It's just horrendous. But yeah, we wish you all the best, Timmy, and I hope you come back soon. I can't wait to see you back in the youth team, and hopefully you can just start your. He's only played twice since we signed him, twice. It's ridiculous. Just call it Arsenal cruciate ligament. Exactly. It's horrendous. But yeah, I hope you get back better soon, mate. So yeah. Right, let's get on to the match review now. Obviously, it finished Arsenal 2, Fulham 2. It's just right. Let's quickly go into the goals. So the first minute was Priera after a minute. A minute. Error by Saka, big error by Ramsdale, positional wise and decision wise, just awful. Piera scored an easy shot, to be fair. There wasn't anything tricky about that. Then we got a penalty. Saka stood up for it, took the penalty. Well done to Saka for scoring the penalty. Then Eddie with a great finish not long after. Then Fulham go down to 10 men. I'm thinking, oh, here we go. We've got away with one. Nice sorted. We've got 3 points. But no, not this club. This club likes to add drama. And there he is. Paulina scores the equaliser in the 87th minute from a corner, which again, yes, Zinni was definitely to blame there. But I'm also going to put a little bit of blame on 2 people. Firstly, Ramsdale, bad positioning. Secondly, Nicholas, our set piece coach. Don't know what's going on, but what is wrong with just having a defender on the post? Like, seriously, what's wrong with having a defender on the post? I have no issues with it. It's starting to really bog me now. Even the riff. Yeah, exactly. It was just the whole setup for that penalty was just crazy. The ref took the ball away. It was just ridiculous, honestly. But let's get into the actual stats of the game. So it was a Piera goal, obviously after the first minute. Saka from the penalty spot. Eddie Nketiah 2 minutes later with a fantastic assist by Vieira, and then Paulina with the equaliser, assist by Harrison Reed. And I say assist because there's a lot of FPL nuts that love FPL. Anyway, possession-wise, Arsenal 71% possession. Fulham 28% possession. Shots on target for Arsenal was 11, 3 for Fulham, 19 shots for Arsenal, 8 for Fulham. Touches, 868 touches compared to Fulham's 438. So we had double the amount of touches. We had 8 corners. They had 3. Obviously, there was 4 yellow cards for Fulham, 1 red card, which was Batty 2 yellow cards. Rodek got another one, and I can't remember who got the other one. But yeah, it's just one of those games, isn't it? It's just horrendous. Maybe the squad are scared of thunderstorms. Possible. Who knows? It's ridiculous. Silly mistake. They're getting common. Yeah, look, I'm going to stick with he's not a very good defender. He's not bad like Partey, defensive-wise. But, yeah, his decision-making when it comes to defensive positions isn't great for me. That's just me. That's my opinion. Right, let's get into the actual team that Arteta picked, and it wasn't great. I have to be honest. Arteta, I'm gonna give him a rating. I don't like doing ratings. It's not the thing I like doing, but Arteta's going to get rated in this, and I will explain what I give him and why I've given it to him later as well. But this is the team that Arsenal went with today. So it was Ramsdale in goal, Thomas Partey at right back, White, Saliba, Kivior, Rice, Havertz, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Trossard. It just doesn't make sense, and it's just two positions that don't make sense. Technically 3, like with the Eddie and Trossard thing, but people can say that that's rotational, giving him some minutes and stuff like that. So that one I'm going to put to the side and forgive. Kivior and Partey, I can't forgive it. It makes no sense. There is literally no sense in 1, not having Cini as left back, 2, not having White at right back. We lose so much going forward when Partey is on the right back. He doesn't overlap with Saka. He doesn't help Saka out at all for me. It just doesn't work. And there is nothing wrong. I get that he wants to like be less predictable and stuff. But when it comes to White and Saka, that's not being predictable. That's using your strengths. You know, being less predictable with the way that we play, like always playing out from the back, always kind of doing the same old pass to him, pass to that, then back, then them back. We can change that up many, many times, have different people in midfield, you know, but don't change something that's not clearly not broken, which is down the right. White and Saka are so important for the way that we play. So look, I'm not happy at all. I'm going to get into ratings in a bit. Rice, Havertz, Odegaard, pretty much everyone went for that as a midfield. There's a couple of twists and turns here and then, but again, Saka's always going to be picked. Look, do I think Ramsdale might be dropped for United? I'll be surprised because it's a massive game. I totally agree there, Tony. The trouble is, Bobby, his choices affect everybody. Totally agree. When he makes a choice like that, it just doesn't work. It's I don't want to say it's like having Ramsdale up front, but Thomas Partey is a defensive midfielder. To play right back, you have to be of a certain mindset, and for me, Partey's not that, and you need some pace, and Partey hasn't got that. He's 30, 31. He hasn't got the pace that you need to be a fullback. And I'm not saying that you can't be a fullback at 32 like Seamus Coleman and all that kind of stuff, but he's done his job for so many years. He knows how to do it. Thomas Partey is being pushed out to the right back when he doesn't know how to do it. He is 30. He has a certain style of football which doesn't suit a fullback. So yeah, it's just mad. Rice would be more effective in the Xhaka role with Partey behind him, not RB. I'd go with that. I know that when we did the preview yesterday that we were talking about it would be more defensive. Yeah, it probably would be. However, having Partey as right back for me is just dangerous. It just spells trouble. And you could possibly. This is just a little fault here. With the first goal, obviously Saka made an error. But maybe that error wouldn't have been made if we had a proper right back in the right back role. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe Saka would... Maybe something would happen differently. I don't know. Tony went for a 6 for Arteta. Yeah, to be fair, I haven't got... I'm torn between two numbers with Arteta at the moment, so I'm going to wait until I get to the end of the stream and then I'll decide. I'm for Arteta, but I think he gets stuck for his. As you can see, I'm Peter. Look, I'm with you, mate. I'm with you. I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed today. I'm not happy about it. I was excited about today. Most of us were expecting a very comfortable win, especially with how Fulham have performed in the first 2 games. They've been awful. They then turn up against us and just have a nightmare. It's just our way. Arteta isn't doing himself any favours. He's not. He's not doing himself any, because he's this fan base. We know that there are certain types of fans out there that are going to be enjoying this. Told you so. Told you so. He can't do this. He can't do that. There are some fans out there that will start listening to that, and then it will just start rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling. So he does need to be careful what he does, because our fan base, some of them have agendas, and they do, but some of them can quite quickly turn as well. This is the season. This is the season he has to perform. There is no underperforming anymore. Not for me. There's no more underperforming. He has to perform every season. He's here now. I'm not going to accept fourths. I'm not going to accept fifths. Getting knocked out of cups early. I'm not going to accept any of that anymore. This is all his squad now. So yeah, love me. Yeah, look, he's a very good character. He's a very good character. But he does have this thing where I don't want to call it arrogance, but he has this. I don't know how you put it. He just needs to be careful with what he does sometimes. That's what I'm thinking. I'm desperate for him to prove his critics wrong, but his selections have been crazy. What I would say today, and I do normally have a go at his substitutions, but today the substitutions were perfect. Perfect timings. There was 46th and like 56th minute, I think it was. I've got them in the slides, but absolutely brilliant subs today. But the start formation and the start lineup, awful. Absolutely awful. He needs to stop thinking he Pep. I'm for him, but how can I defend him on today? Yeah, exactly. I have no emotional attachment to Diet Pep. I just don't think he can lead us to a title. I've always been to that conclusion. I think he hasn't got that because that's for a whole different stream. To be fair, why I don't think he's got that. But yeah, you need to be brave sometimes, and I think he sometimes is a little bit of a coward with decisions. And I'll go into that after the window is closed. There's been some decisions that have been made within this window, which I think he has been a little bit gutless on. He overthinks way too much, and that ties in with what I was saying. That once the window's done, I'm going to do a stream and I'll talk a little bit about what hasn't gone according to the plan in the window, because there was a plan and I think we're on a plan E now. Plan A went out the window quite a while ago. Then we went on to plan B, then plan C, then plan D, and I think we're on about plan E at the moment. So yeah, he does overthink way too much, and it could cost us a little bit. And I don't want to say too much because there's still 6 days of the window. But yeah, I will definitely do a stream regarding it, and we'll talk about it a little bit more in depth. But yeah, there is definitely things that will surprise people once the window's closed. So yeah, we'll get into it. But let's go into the substitutions, which were good today. So Trossard came off and Eddie came on the 46th minute. So I'm absolutely happy with that. Partey came off and Fabio Vieira came on the 56th minute. Excellent timings. Timings are brilliant today. Havertz came off. Zinchenko came on. Havertz was having a stinker. So yeah, take him off early as you can. Brilliant timings. Odegaard came off late. Jorginho came on, obviously to tie the game up. But that didn't work, did it now, people? And then Rice came on for Jesus in the 90th minute. Not the 88th. Not the 88th. Not just after Paulina scored. 90th. Would I have put it as soon as the players scored? Yes, I would have. As soon as that equaliser went in, I would have wrote, right, let's go all gone home. But yeah, look, it is what it is. Kudu's been apparently coming to us, but went to West Ham, so we didn't want him after all. I'll say more when the window's closed about Kudu. Yeah, I'll say more when the window's closed. At least West Ham done us a favour today. Yes, they have beaten Brighton. Well, they're beating Brighton. I don't know what the result has been. Obviously, I'm doing this, so it's a bit difficult to tell you what the score actually is at the moment. Eddie and Nketiah 9, Vieira 9, City 6, 7 for Jorginho. Brilliant ratings. I'm going to get into those now, to be fair. So thank you for Tony for actually reminding me to do the ratings because I was about to forget. Right, let's get into the starting lineup. So I'm going to give my ratings now. Ramsdale gets a 6. He's lucky to get that, if I'm honest. But yeah, 6 for me. Partey 6. I'm sorry. You can all say it's an agenda, but it's not. I just don't play him at right back. Simple as that. Ben White 7, didn't do anything wrong. Saliba 7, didn't do anything wrong. Kivior 7. The reason they're going giving him sevens is because this is the defense. This is the defense that gave up 2 goals. So yeah, they're going to get low marks from me. Declan Rice, it's hard to give him any more because again it's 7. Odegaard, he's lucky to get a 7. He didn't have a great game. Came into it a bit the second half, but first half he wasn't great. Kai, I'm going to have to give him a 5. I'll be honest. I know, Tony, you're going to not like me on that, but I'm going to have to give him a 5 because he does need to, when he gets the chances, he needs to take them. He needs to take them when he gets chances. That's my issue with him. So, yeah, I don't think we're playing him to his strengths. That's the problem again. So very similar to what Chelsea was doing. We need to find a way we can get the best out of Kai. You know, Arteta wanted him. Arteta is the only one that wanted him as well. So Kai needs to... we need to sort something out with Kai. That's all I'm going to say. Saka. 7. I'm not going to be too hard on them. Trossard 6, Martinelli 7. For me, I'll get into yours in a minute. I just want to quickly go through them myself whilst doing my head. Eddie, got to give him an 8. Yeah, got to give him an 8. I'm not going to give anyone a 9 today because I'm annoyed. I'll be honest. No one's getting annoyed. Fabio, 8 again, absolutely brilliant. Showing what I've seen for years. So I'm glad he's now doing it at the Arsenal, and I hope it continues. So he's getting an 8. Zinni, 6. If you could defend, you get a 7, but you can't defend. It's as simple as that. Jorginho, I'm not even going to give him a score because he was only on the pitch for 12 minutes. And Jesus, again, don't get a score from me because, again, he's hardly been on the pitch. So let's get into your ratings before we wrap this up. I would have put Jesus on... Oh, sorry, there's a message come up at the same time. I would have put Jesus on when we were 2-1 up. Yeah, exactly. Why we're not going for the jugular? Because they also when they went down to 10 men, go for it. Go for the jugular. Hate not going for the jugular. Finished Brighton 1, West Ham 3. Thanks, Tony. I ain't got a clue. I hadn't got a clue. I was obviously watching the Arsenal game, so I didn't have time to catch up on it. Ramsdale 5, Partey 7, White 6, Saliba 5, Kivior 7, Rice 7, Havertz 2, Odegaard 7, Saka 6, Martinelli 6, Trossard 4. Fair enough. Tony's definitely in an angry mood right now. What I always say about these match reactions, this is a raw reaction, obviously. Maybe watch it a bit more times, watch the highlights a little bit more. The ratings might improve or worsen in some cases, but this is definitely raw reactions. So, yeah, I'll understand some of the ratings. Ramsdale 5, Saliba 7, Kivior 6, White 7, Partey. Do I have to score him? You don't. Rice 7, Odegaard 6, Havertz 6, Trossard 4, Martinelli 6. Hang on. Martinelli 7, Saka 6. Sorry, I read that the wrong way. The only subs I'm rating are Eddie and Vieira, both 9s for Tony. Were you watching in the toilet again? Not today, Tone. Send Havertz back to Leverkusen. He's not Premier League level. 3 years at Chelsea proved that. See, I would totally agree with you, right, if I didn't see it at international level. And that's the bit that bugs the heck out of me. Normally when, and it's, a lot of it is worked out on the market value, is when, and it's very similar to a player that is in France that plays, and his nationality is North American, right? I go through, when I do an opinion on someone, I look at them in the league, I watch minimum 10 games constant on just them. Then I see how they perform at international level. That's where I then decide, okay, that player is good enough or bad enough. Now, Havertz is good enough international-wise. He's very good. Leverkusen, absolute brilliant. There's so many very good reports about him as well, and well-deserved. Chelsea, just didn't work. Constantly, just didn't work. Now, he's shown signs at Arsenal so far. Signs. Hasn't had brilliant performances. He's shown signs that he's got it. But because of the value, 65, you kind of don't want signs. You want him literally banging excellent numbers every single game. And he doesn't do that. So it really, really bugs me. So yeah, let's wait and see. But I can't keep choosing him if he's not performing. And today was not a great performance by Havertz. It wasn't a great performance by a lot of our players, in all honesty. So yeah, I'm not going to just say, oh, he did well, just for the sake of it, because that's not the person I am. I'll send my boy back to Germany if he takes Party with him. Yeah. See, the thing is with Party, there's stuff that I could be talking about with Party, and I don't want to, because one, it will upset and annoy a lot of Arsenal fans. But there are so much happening in Turkey regarding Party that I just don't talk about it. You know, if the fee came in that Arsenal would want, we would sell. There are clubs in Turkey that want him. But yeah, it's just honestly a nightmare. I don't want him at the club. I'll be honest. I just don't want him there. Big up to DWTT. Hope you're doing well, mate. Sorry, it's not. I am happy to see you. I'm just so like, ugh. Just keep thinking about the game. It really bugs me. I tried with Havertz, you know that, Bobby, but he's frustrating me now. The price doesn't help. If you signed him with 30 million, I may feel different. You would feel. Now, I know a lot of people are very hard on Vieira, and we paid around that price for Vieira, but you would be a little bit more understanding and a little bit more patient with him. But it's 65 million. 65 million. That's a big, big amount of money. And if you look at the players that have left for that amount of money, you can look at them and go, geez, I would have taken him. You know, me and you, Tone, would have totally taken Lavia quite happily. And you still keep partying, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it kind of annoys me a little bit as well. But like I said, there will be a show just after the window's closed, probably around the international break as well, because there'll be less things to talk about. Where I'll talk about the things that we got wrong in the window. And I'm hoping Havertz isn't one of them, but at the moment I'm going to guess he is. Afternoon to Gary from Tony. Poor day from Sackensday. Both FUL. Oh, Fulham goals. He had in them. Yeah, fair enough. Hello, El Jeff. Isn't it strange he gets a pass? It is. It's mad. I agree with the silver one on that. Party can't last a season. We know this. That's why I was willing to sell him this summer for a decent fee when we had the chance. 100%. And I'll get into that again at the end of, or the beginning of September, talking about that a little bit more. But because the window's still open, I'm still going to give it a chance for other things to happen. And I want an honest chat about what went wrong in the window. But not his fault. Arteta and Ed paid it. Yeah, well, yeah, I'll be careful on that one, because Edu wasn't the greatest fan of it either. This was all Arteta. Arteta wanted Havertz. So it is what it is. But we'll get into this in September. But guys, thank you ever so much for joining me. I will be back on FTSN tomorrow for Newcastle versus Liverpool, and on the Cross the Pond Sports Talk as well. Arsenal News should be back Tuesday. Thursday night, I have got the watch along for the Champions League draw, which is happening at 5 p.m, I believe. So yeah, please tune in for that as well, because that would obviously exciting times, but not playing like this, it's not. Can't play better than this. Guys, it's been a exactly. Yeah. We'll definitely get into that. Guys, take care, everyone. Speak to you all very soon. Bye-bye.